Right, well, welcome to Derry. Episode 2. I'm a little bit delayed on getting this review out. I do apologise, but wow, what an episode. What an episode. Bloody, I'm well intrigued. I really like where they're going with this. Traditionally, a lot of TV adaptations will shy away from VFX. They will shy away from the monster itself, because of course VFX are quite heavy there, and it'll become this kind of like procedural nonsense. A really good case in point for that is Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Now that's obviously quite a, I think it was Legacy of Monsters, can't remember what it's called now, but obviously that was, you know, quite a recent adaptation, right? So it's a good example where you have a movie which is centered around a Godzilla or kaiju, for instance, and then when it comes to TV, they barely show anything really. It's just about the humans. Now, I think where Welcome to Derry thrives is, one, actually doesn't shy away from VFX at all, or horror, or actually Pennywise, right? Like, we're still seeing Pennywise in a form, in a shape, and actually the human stories that they're telling are really compelling. Like, I'm actually interested in what's going on with these humans. Genuinely, right? Like, this is, I'm intrigued. Like, I want to know what's going on. So, we finally know what the military are doing, and they're looking for Pennywise. Well, they don't know what they're looking for. They're looking for something. And they know enough about whatever Pennywise is, to them anyway, to go to Hanlon, the black chap that was in the Air Force, because he has a damaged amygdala. So he's fearless. His perception of fear is just not there. And so it was them that did the attack on him in the last episode, in the first episode, as a test to see whether they could use him or not. Turns out they can, obviously. And yeah, they're hunting for it. Pennywise, the dancing clown. But they say that they don't actually know what they're looking for, which makes perfect sense. Like, why would you know that? Obviously, you're not going to know that. So I really like that. I think that's wicked. And we closed the episode. I'm starting where we finished off, but we closed the episode with them finding the car that was in essentially the sort of prelude before the intro to the first episode, where that little boy goes missing. And I was like, God damn. Like, I'm all in for this. Like, I'm genuinely excited for this show. I think this is a good show. You know, HBO does knock it out of the park on quite a few things, and I think they're knocking it out of the park on this. Quite a lot, actually. I like the interplay with all these little kids and their drama. Their drama, actually, is quite interesting. Like, who'd have thought of that? They're making kids' school drama actually quite compelling. I'm like, yeah, I'm alright. I want to watch this. Because it's done in that sort of like hyper realistic, surrealistic, because so hyper realistic, surrealistic view. You know, you got these kids like running around. One's dropping a stink bomb and one's running away, Hanlon's boy. And barging into one of the teachers, and then gets the blame, and you're like, oh, okay, well, you know, I don't think that would actually happen, but I'm intrigued nonetheless. You know, I am invested in this. And the Pennywise monstrosities, the fear factor, it's quite there, actually. You know, some of the VFX aren't like massively great. We see the Lily's character, the one who was teased that she lost her father in a pickle factory, which is, again, dumb, but if true, horrifying. And we subsequently see his mutilated corpse in a bunch of pickle jars. Obviously, it's not, it's Pennywise. But that was great. Effects, though, a little bit off here and there. But still like I'm invested. It's still fun. You know, I'm still all in for it. We see Veronica, the daughter of the chap who works / owns the theatre. Pretty much just works there. Anyway, and she's encased in her mother's womb. That was a whole sequence, which I was like, oh, okay. They're doing this. It was gross. Her mum obviously died at childbirth, and she's like, you ripped me open. I just wanted to hold my baby. And it's like the bed basically becomes the corpse. Mad, like absolutely mad. Again, a bit slapsticky, a bit funny, but still mad and grotesque, and I'm invested in it, and it was gross. The womb becomes, well, the gaping hole that was the womb ripped open. The corpse becomes a mouth, and is trying to draw Veronica back in via the umbilical cord that she's now attached to. Again, she had to bite it for it. Mental stuff. Like, actually mental stuff. And I think it's because they're on streaming, they can get away with a lot more. Maybe. I don't know. It was good, though. It was good. I like this a lot. I think this is a good show. Shot really well. Shot really well. And I like the build-up of the universe. You know? Like, I like the build-up. Like, we see the statue. We see the statue being put up. Like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know, and there's like a whole bunch of protests outside of the statue being put up. I like it. I think it's building this world up that, you know, I didn't even know I was really that bothered about. That's the thing. I wasn't that bothered by this series. I actually didn't really care that much about it. But every episode now, obviously I'm only 2 in, right? But every episode I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Like, I'm invested in this. Like, this is a good show. And that's the art of good writing. And we don't really get that very often anymore. Don't really get very good writing anymore. But because it's good writing, you want to keep watching it. You are invested in it. And yeah, like, I think it's decent. So I would recommend it. It's not like horrendously scary or anything like that. But it's entertaining. And it's well shot. It's competently shot. Everything about it is competent. Which in a world of absolute detritus is actually high praise. And I would say it's good. I have enjoyed every little bit of it. So I would recommend. Like, 100% I would recommend. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you have, what did you think of the second episode? Let me know down below. Anyway, I'm off skis. Cheers. Bye-bye now.